the queen of the wings and things.
Come on, shout out to Grandpa. Shout out
Hey,
to Grandpa.
the king of the wings and things.
Precious mother
Hey,
love. Precious mother
hey,
love. Say it.
hey, hey. How y'all doing today? In London, Morocco, and Puerto Rico, Mississippi, Cincinnati, and my home DC. They're all doing the same thing. The dance we call the chicken wing. There's something. Woo! That spicy stuff. Something about that spicy stuff. So funky, so hot, knock you off your block. Funky, the flavor. So today, I've been kind of marinating for a couple of days. I wanted to do a live every day. Thank you for joining us. Heart Happy Hour, Season 6. Precious Mother Love, One Love and Wellness. It's some serious things going on related to serious and some serious things going on that are serious. So I say see something, say something. You know, that's the thing that the transportation department uses a lot in the airplanes or airports. They say if you see some bags that are just sitting and nobody's attending to them, say something. You know, if you see something being left behind, somebody's jumping up and they're leaving something behind, say something. But that takes me back to how grandmothers, elders, seniors, wise ones will, if they see something, say something. For instance, you know, I'm gonna say about me. So I was walking down the street and I saw these kids and they were one was bucking on the other and they act like they were getting ready to duke it out a little bit. So I got a little closer and then I let them, you know, let my presence be known. And so at the same time, one or two of them noticed I was there. And, you know, I took a posture like, let me see how they gonna handle this. And so they started calming down a little bit, and then they, you know, one of them ticked the other one off a little more with the last little snide comment, and it got elevated again. And I was like, um, I don't remember what I said exactly, but I was like, man, y'all better act right, or God's gonna show you the ugly. You act ugly, God's gonna give you ugly. You know, karma is gonna come and get you. So you keep acting like this is what's gonna keep acting like this is how your life is gonna keep acting. So cut that out. Something like that, you know. But there are often times then, you know, when elders or seniors or wise ones would see something and say something. And over the years, it got to be, mind your business, you know, or don't tell me how to raise my children's, and so on, you know, smart mouth, smirky things. But I'm going to say something. It's about time for that to change because folks attending these events and activities where they know they're seeing something that they don't want to necessarily be a part of. Um, I was in the parking lot yesterday, no, day before yesterday, and it looked like there was some fellas that was breaking into a couple of cars after I sat there for a minute, because I was like, well, wasn't he just at that car over there? And he was bent over and in it and looking like he was looking for something. And then another guy walked up to him and they were together. So I moved my car so that I could not be, you know, watching it per se, but watching it. And so I saw them move to another car. So immediately I start beeping my horn and I'm ready to pull off. I'm hoping they don't see my tags. And I think that's what we need to do. If you see something, say something. You know I have seen and you know, when I was walking in public, I've seen, you know, a couple having an argument. And one time, and this is recent, I saw some mishandling of the female happening. Of course, I start beeping my horn like I'm watching you, like what you doing. Like you see other people are seeing what you're doing, so calm yourself down or act, and they would wait until, well, they're out of the presence of these public people, but then that they know that they're being watched. So it seems like the temperament would change enough to, possibly mellow out until a later time, hopefully when it's a little less um, um, elevated or heated. So, but at the same time, I want to, good and well what it is. Don't just mind your business. Make sure everybody okay. Make sure your girl, your guy, your whoever, your folks, the folks that's attending the party, the folks that's attending the event, make sure everybody's cool because sometimes, you might see something that they didn't necessarily catch and it, you know, makes sense and things go a lot better because you noticed what you noticed, said something about what you noticed and made the situation a little bit better. So I'm sorry for the overheating. I know it dropped us off. I had a few people that were on there. Thanks for joining me. One Love and Wellness. Again, love plus art equals wellness. But I'm noticing that there are a lot of things that you can speak up about, that you can tell others, but people used to not like to tell, others what to do. After a while, you get told enough times, mind your business, you know. But if you are, like I am, I don't care that you say mind my business. At that point, I do, but I at least said something. I at least got it out my system. I at least know I feel better for having said something, regardless of how they respond, how they reply. Like I said, I saw a couple that was I've seen a couple quite a few times, and I will beat my horn if I see some hanky panky, something, a little rough, a little extra going on. I will. Yeah, mind your business. I feel like that is my business. It wouldn't be brought to my attention and shown to me in my face. It wasn't for me to use my own discretion and point it out so that perhaps the person could be put into a better position or saved from the situation, or at least, the person that's making the attempt to be a little extra recognizes that folks will be paying attention if you get too far out of character. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you see something, whether you're at a party or somebody's child is running loose or somebody's dog is running loose, um, or something is happening where people are being extra loud, down the hall, and you're hearing it, don't just over it anymore because we're all better. First off, we all in this experience together, okay? So if I gotta keep listening to my loud neighbor put his hands on somebody for, endangering them or their safety, I'm not going to sleep very comfortably. I'm not going to have a very comfortable experience living in close proximity to somebody who is disrespecting another person. So if you see something, you know, uh, try your hand at saying something in some kind of way. Like there was a Facebook posting that somebody said, how you tell somebody they stupid without saying you stupid. And there was so many, your elevator's not going all the way to the top, or you rode the short bus, huh? Or um, I see somebody's home, but ain't no lights on, or you don't have a full deck today, or did you hear what you just said? Do you really believe what you just said? Or you know, let me understand what you're saying, you know, or you understand that? Because I really don't see the logic in that, but you got it. You got it. So there's a lot of different ways for you to say something without saying something, like I'm beeping my horn, but I'm not saying nothing for these times that I've been seeing those things. But I also feel like, we're seeing a lot of things that we we are given permission now that we can speak more about, like extraterrestrials, like, seeing lights in the sky, like seeing apparitions, or seeing ghosts, or hearing, the word of God, or hearing and understanding something because you got a download, or talking about that, you even get downloads, talking about meditation. It's a whole rack of esoteric, metaphysical um, things that we are now more comfortable with talking about. And we're tossing all kinds of words around, like, reptilian people, and shapeshifters and things like that. Sincere apologies for losing the signal, but I'm telling you, stop keeping it to yourself. If you see something, say something. If somebody's passed out on the ground, they might need 911. If somebody is recently hurt in an accident, those kinds of things. Where you could make a difference. Same thing with what's going on at the airport, right? So if you see something, say something. Even if it's you're not saying something to them, but you go report it to, let's just say, the person at the desk, and say, hey, I think that person over there is having a little difficulty. You know, I don't know if you want to call the authorities, but you might, keep an eye on them. As a concierge, in the main office, or the front desk office of a lot of big corporations, when I was in that role, that position, I watched a lot of things. And if something happened, I was the first person that needed to make, the situation, to quell the scenario. So if you are, in this day and age, the way we're going now, a lot of people saw some things that, if they had thought about it in a different way at the time, they might have been able to save the scenario. The situation could have been resolved a little differently. So, put we are one. So, put yourself in their position. If you were in their shoes, would you want someone to be, at least aware of the scenario enough to ease the tension of the stress of whatever's going on? So anyway, one love and wellness, love plus art equals wellness. If you see something, say something. Heart Happy Hour Season 6, Precious Mother Love. I'm going to get out of here. I just had to say something real quick. Season 6, it looks like it's going to be a mixture of a lot of things, but in the meantime, I'm going to make some long statements, and I'm going to keep it short in some cases, and this one was one of those. I got stuff to do, but I had something to say. So I saw something, and I said something. Ashe, one level wellness. Hope that you guys can. I hope that you guys can like, subscribe, share, and in the meantime,
Precious mother love, precious
the queen of the wings and things. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me this time. One level wellness. Peace.